Please, please give it up for the CEO of the largest local realtor association in the United States, Teresa King Kinney.
And before we let her get off stage, whoa, that's a sound system. I'm going to have to tone it down a little bit, aren't I? I just want to let you know that we started promoting this event 9 days ago, and we have over 500 of you here. You are the most incredible members in the entire world, and you're ours, and we're very proud of that. The woman who put this entire program together and all of the lightning presentations and everything else that's happened today is the one and only Deborah Boza Valador. Let's give it up for her.
Thank you. There you go. All right.
All right, it's time to talk international. So we have 137 global partnerships around the world with real estate organizations. We actually have more than the National Association of Realtors, because we also go to local markets for our partnerships. We have like 8 in Ecuador, and Ecuador is one of our top countries. We have several in Brazil, which is another of our top countries. France is in the top 5 or 6 of our markets, and we have multiple partnerships there. We're going to give just a snapshot of what's going on with the international market and the studies. Florida will be coming out with another one this fall, but before they come out with it, they have to do the survey. If you don't fill out the survey when it comes to you, we could actually end up 3rd behind Orlando and Tampa. Now that's sad. No offense to Orlando and Tampa, but they are not the greater Miami market, which is Miami and Broward, and now our new markets in North Palm Beach County and South Martin County. And so 2 years ago, that's exactly what happened. And we never used that study, not just because we were 3rd, although that had an impact. It was because we knew it wasn't right. And so we talked to the National Association and Florida Realtors, and they said, yes, it was a representative sampling. It was so far off that when they put this study out, they said, take care in comparing this with the previous year's report because there was not a representative sampling from South Florida. We told them. So the National Association also does a study, and it shows that, and it has almost ever since they started doing the study, that Florida is #1 in the entire nation. 1/5 of every international sale happens in the state of Florida. This is where it's great to be us. We are 50% of the entire Florida market for international. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So Miami is 36% and Fort Lauderdale is 14%, and I know you are very proud of the Fort Lauderdale Broward market, but I got to tell you, when it comes to international people, they may live in Weston, they still say they live in Miami. And so, you know, when you put it in perspective, if I'm traveling 8 hours from Brazil or 8 hours from France, and I get here, it's all one market. And so we're very proud to be half of the entire Florida market for international. These slides are all going to be posted online, and you will get to see snippets whenever they get them edited of the videos that are being done today. And so all of these resources will be available for you. Do you know why Miami members, whether they're in Miami or Broward, make more money than anybody else on average? You have the best programs, products, services, resources, marketing materials, education and information like today. And we do 4,000 seminars a year, and 87% of them are free. We are the most international city, Miami, and our expanded markets in the entire United States because we have more foreign-born residents. And we are from all over. And we are so welcoming and receptive of everyone to come in. The best example is I came from Missouri and you welcomed me. So you'll be able to look at this and see where all of the different markets are coming from and who's spending the most money. And when we did our study, we actually divide up by where the international money is in each of our counties and markets, who's buying the most, who's spending the most, who are our secondary markets. And let me mention, secondary markets, 3 and 2% may not seem like much, That's more than most states get in an entire year. So our secondary markets are extremely important to us. So we have a difference in the top counties. It's the first time we had them divided for the survey between those that are buying in Miami and those that are buying in Broward. Similarities, but some differences. And then we break it down in this study by where each of the buyers from each of those markets are coming from. And then you can see it on the pie chart as it relates to Broward as well. I would use these slides. For those of you who are brokers and managers, you can use these presentations. We make them available online so that you can provide this information to your agents. For those of you who are not managers, it's incredible information, particular slides and information to share with your buyers and for them to know how knowledgeable you are. Before my time runs out, I want to talk to you about some of the new things. So we said we had 137 international partners. Well, actually, it's 138. The latest ones are an additional organization in Spain called Seralia. OVI is the Austrian Association, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the Swedish Association because I respect you far too much. So let me just point out the Austrian Association. The leader happened to be with us at the Washington meetings last week. We scheduled a meeting with her. She is bringing a delegation of 20 from Austria to our International Congress in November in Miami, October, November, before NAR. And she's just one of the delegations that's coming. And a surprise I wasn't aware of, the Austrians love us. And so they really want to buy here. We're one of the most accessible markets for them, along with DC and New York, to fly into, but they would much prefer us, and we would much prefer them to be here. So our international markets, just for a moment, we market you, doing business with our members, with our markets, more information about our markets, updates, the global buyers that are coming here, all of those kinds of things we promote at several events a year. And our chairman of the board happens to be here, Mark Sadik, wave at everybody, does not count against my time. Our residential president was also there with us, and so we have Carlos Gutierrez. And it's a big audience, a big room, so if there are other presidents who were there, please let me know. Is Donna here? Donna Reed? She was? Okay. Imagine that she's here and waves at you. All right, so there are also events that happen, and so we exhibit and speak at a number of international events for our partner associations because it's great exposure. And they actually wrote this out phonetically for me so that I wouldn't screw up on the name of it, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going to. What she said. Emocionate. So it's an amazing event which they present in Spain, and it's about an hour outside of Barcelona. And any of our members who want to go there will be able to go because you're Miami members. There is a fee to it, but they are giving us a tabletop so that any Miami members who want to go along and want to man the tabletop and meet with the people from Spain, top producers from Spain, you're more than welcome to do that. We also have NAR India. Every year, or 2 years, or 3 years, we identify new emerging markets. And so 11 years ago, not new news, but you may not know it, 11 years ago, French were not buying here. They were buying on the West Coast, but they were not buying here. And we started a partnership with FNIM Paris Île-de-France, and they invited us to come exhibit with them. And their members loved us so much, they wanted us, everybody wanted to exhibit around us because we had a lot of traffic, and they hosted us to do 2 seminars for the buying and investing public at the expo, and we did that for like 10 years. But 4 years into it, they went from not even being in the top 20 to being in the top 10. Then they moved up to number 5. They've had a little problems. I think they're back around 6 now. But that's a market that wasn't even buying here. It wasn't even in the top 20. So we identified China, and we've been working on the China market, and I'll have some things to mention to you. But India and UAE, Dubai, are 2 other major markets that we're looking at, as well as Turkey. Turkey, you may say. The Turkish Airlines announced not long ago nonstop flights to Miami. And that's a key indicator, if you've ever been in one of Deborah's classes, to know that when we get nonstop flights to and from somewhere, the sales pick up. And so nonstop flights from Turkey, and there's a lot of Turkish investment money, so that's a good possibility for us. So back to NAR India. India is one of those top markets, and it's really comfortable for all of us because they speak English. And the one year I went and signed the agreement, it was on stage in front of their entire organization that we signed the agreement, and I took a huge stack of business cards and I was out of them by 3 o'clock the first day. So anyone who would like to go with us to NAR India, let us know. Colombia, the country, obviously. There's an event that's going on there. We have a booth. Anyone who'd like to apply to go with us. Brazil, there are 2 events going on in Brazil. We will have tabletops or a booth at each one of those. Dubai, this is the first time that we're exhibiting in Dubai. One of the new services that you're going to soon get the announcement on is called Realtopedia. It's another international website. It has all of Miami listings, all of your listings already on the site. It costs you nothing. And there's a way to connect to hundreds of thousands of real estate professionals around the world. She happens to be headquartered in Dubai, and we are exhibiting there for the first time at Cityscape, and we will see how that works for us. But we are taking people along who want to apply to go. And each one of these, it's just a $499 fee plus all of your own expenses. Another partner in France sent 16 delegates last year to our Congress, and that was from Marseille. And I spoke there at their event. They brought 20 people here last year. There are strong connections between Marseille and investors in the United States, and all of the French love our market here. So that's another possibility. The El Salvador International Real Estate Congress is happening October 22nd to 24th. That's another option for you. So now back to the Chinese, and that's probably almost where I'm going to wrap up. We are getting ready to send an announcement out to everyone. You'll actually receive one announcement from them for Juwai.com. Juwai. It's the #1 Chinese international property portal. And here are the stats as to 89 countries advertising there. And all of our properties are going to go on that site, all 43,000 at no cost to you. They will be machine translated, which is not the best, but it is at no cost to you for all of these properties. They are also going to have packages, and we asked them, Deborah and I just met with them last week and asked them to come up with, they have company packages for all of their listings. And we said, we want you to come up with individual and team packages. So it will include X number of listings at a lower price point per month, and you can decide if you want to take advantage of that, if that's a possible market for you. In addition to that, as part of our partnership, getting things translated into Chinese is not easy and it's not inexpensive. They're going to take all of our marketing materials, which they don't know how many there are, and they're going to translate them into Chinese for us. And they're going to post them on their website. So it's additional marketing and exposure for us and our markets. And the new, Deborah, have they seen yet the 20 reasons to visit and buy in Broward? Oh, yes. Did you like that? Okay, we got a couple of tweaky things to do to it, but we'll send that to them and they will do a translation into Chinese, and that will be available on their website also. As with almost all of the new services that we're rolling out, you have a competitive advantage. You have a competitive advantage over all other 40,000 plus members of the Miami Association who don't use them. And you have a competitive advantage over anyone who belongs to any other association because they can't get them. I negotiate them exclusively for us in all of these counties, and no other association can contract for them. They're for us, they're for you, and you need to take advantage of them. So what do the Chinese want when they're buying? Education, investment, immigration, and lifestyle, and there's more information on that. So what's the opportunity to go to China? There are different trade missions that go on from time to time during the year, and we have a huge initiative that's going on in Miami-Dade County involving Chinese outreach, a possible consulate branch for the Chinese consulate in Miami. There are just lots of things that are going on, and the mayor of Miami-Dade County is going, but this group is the AREA. It's the Asian Real Estate Association, and it's 10 days, 4 different cities, and they are doing it in cooperation with, hosted by, the Chinese Real Estate Association, quasi-governmental agency. And they are saying we're going to be meeting with 2,000 real estate professionals across China. And so we are going to go there, we are going to participate in that, we're going to invite them to our Congress, we're going to invite them to come back to our markets, and it is just a huge market for all of us. The Miami International Congress and now International Real Estate Week will be happening the last part of October, going into November 1st and 2nd, and then going on to NAR in Orlando. If you have not signed up for NAR in Orlando for the November timeframe, you don't want to miss it. It won't be back in Orlando for quite some time. And the confirmed delegations you can see in that middle spot, and we're in May. That's in October, November, and we already have these delegations confirmed. So it's absolutely an amazing event, and you want to take advantage of it. We have South Florida Market Facts campaign, and Linda Fernandez is somewhere here in the room, and she and the team have come together with all of these great products that you can get at the Miami stand. You can also get flyers and information on those international events that I just talked about, but it's all about us taking charge of the market. Every time somebody asks you about the market and you don't have a good answer, that costs us. Every time they ask you about the market and you have a great answer, that helps all of us and helps our market to be what it should be. And for all of those wonderful, incredible co-brandable flyers, you go to miamire.com/co-brand. It's my pleasure to be your CEO for the world's largest realtor association. Thank you.
Thank you.